whatever happened in the year 2022 that stopped you, if you have not identified what that is and are conscious of that, guaranteed it's going to happen again. I've had some people tell me, "Oh, you're a pessimist, Kirk. You're just looking for what's wrong. You're kind of negative because you're looking for what's wrong." And it's like, I don't know how that's actually negative or pessimist. I think it's being conscious. I really believe it's just being more conscious of where I step, where I'm going. Because I see people in their life that step into those mental potholes, or they step into those emotional mud puddles, and they didn't even know they stepped there. They didn't even know. I'm like, did you know you were getting into this? Like, no, I didn't even see it coming. And see, that's the thing, is when people don't even see it coming and they get themselves into a mess. So today I want to raise up your awareness so that you can be smarter about what it is that actually stops you in your progress. Because if you can see it, you have a chance to navigate around it. Even though it's there, it doesn't mean you have to step in it. It just doesn't mean you have to get into it. You can navigate around it. And if your awareness is high enough, you actually then could learn how to neutralize it so it doesn't even show up anymore. So number one, I want to make you aware, or give you a process of finding what your stoppers are. And number two is a beginning process of how to neutralize that so that it doesn't have its stopping power that it had last year. Because here's the question: what could you accomplish this year if what stopped you last year didn't happen anymore? If you if you actually analyzed 2022 and found what stopped you, and you were able to navigate around those stoppers, 2023 could be the miracle year. It absolutely, you could create incredible things to happen. But if you don't know what stopped you, then it's going to happen again. Because you don't even know what you stepped in. You don't even know the mud puddles you got yourself into. So when you don't know what stops you, it will stop you. And it will show up at the last second, and it will own you. It will control you, and it will shut you down. Whatever it is, whatever happened in the year 2022 that stopped you, if you have not identified what that is and are conscious of that, guaranteed it's going to happen again and again and again, because you're unconscious of your stoppers. You don't even know. So therefore, your stoppers control you, and they will continue to control you until you identify them. Now, to the common person, they're gonna say that this is unnecessary, or you don't need to do that. You just need to press forward. But do you know how many people are attempting to press forward and they can't? They're frustrated. They're discouraged. They're tired. They get sick. They have to shut down. And why? Because they don't know what stops them. They don't stop and analyze it. They don't put it up on their awareness chart that this would be something that could stop them next week. Therefore, they have no idea how to navigate around it. They don't know. So if you go to share this with anybody and they're like, well, that sounds weird, it's like, ask them, well, what stopped you last year? And see what they say. See what they come up with. There's a really good chance they are not conscious enough to rattle off a clear inventory of what those stoppers are. So they are lacking awareness. If you've ever gone for a hike, if you've ever gone on a trip before, you not only have to be aware of where you're going, but you have to pay attention to your surroundings. Like if you were on a hike up in the mountains and you are not paying attention to your surroundings, you could have a bear sneaking up on you. You could have coyotes come in and steal your food. You could have squirrels getting into your backpack if you're not conscious of your surroundings. I was watching a video last night of a guy skiing down a mountain, and the people on the chairlift were yelling at the guy skiing down the mountain. They were just yelling at him, trying to tell him something, but he couldn't hear what the people on the chairlift were saying to him. And you could tell he didn't hear what they were saying because he was casually skiing down the mountain. And what they were trying to yell to him is that there was a black bear running down the mountain after him and was getting closer and closer to getting him. Like there was a bear chasing him down the ski resort. And the people were yelling. They were up on the chairlift and they could see the bear. And he's just skiing down the hill like he didn't even know what was going on. So he was unaware of his surroundings. So you have inside of you the power to move forward, but mixed into the power of moving forward, there's also a brake pedal. Like in your vehicle, there's a brake pedal that you hit that stops. And we all have our different reasons why that brake pedal gets hit and stops us. But if we don't ever categorize or list or quantify what these stoppers are, they will continue to stop you, and you don't even know that it's happening. So back to my project of going through boxes. There was many times that overwhelm came up. There was many times that attachments came up. And there was many times I had decision fatigue. But I came up with a plan of what to do with overwhelm, what to do with attachments, and what to do with decision fatigue. Because I wanted to make progress, more progress than I've made in a long time. And I'm still making progress. And I'm recognizing the overwhelm, the attachments, and the decision fatigue. And when it starts to get close, I then navigate around those in the ways that I've planned and how it's working, and I'm able to keep going. It's been very interesting to watch how many times I could have stopped and how many times I could have said, that's good enough for now. I could have justified that. Oh, that's good enough. I got to just come back to this later. But I was like, no, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to make progress. That's what I want for you. I want you to be able to recognize those stoppers when they come up and be able to navigate around that. And you decide when you're stopping, not your stopper deciding when you're stopping. For you to be in charge of the brake pedal, not some other random thing in your head that's out of your control. Be in control of your foot on the gas pedal and your foot on the brake pedal. You decide when to go, you decide when to stop. That is called self-control. That you're not being stopped by overwhelm, you're not being stopped by attachments, you're not being stopped by decision fatigue. You're being stopped because you decided to stop when you wanted to, not because of some reaction. You with me on this?